I deeply believe that we need to collaborate. And this is what's beautiful in the Cosmos ecosystem is, inter-blockchain communication enabled, and in the future, inter-chain accounts activated. I think we'll be able to do some amazing stuff with all the projects available. And I think that JUNØ is the first step. So basically, one of the things that we're working on is, doing that bridge between Key and JUNØ and building on top of JUNØ. We don't care, actually, if we share value with JUNØ. Actually, we like it. We want to make the JUNØ ecosystem benefit from what we're building, because we also will benefit from that technology that is being built by very talented people in that JUNØ ecosystem. So basically, we won't be doing what JUNØ is doing on the keychain. We don't want that. We have other things to do that will create more value for the whole ecosystem. JUNØ is tackling a very important issue, which is having a Turing complete blockchain and being able to build logic on top of it. And yeah, we also, because of the proximity that we have with some of the people that launched the JUNØ chain, actually we consider it's a good option.
No, and I think what we're seeing right now in Cosmos, we haven't seen that pre-IBC, is that we have so many projects that just launched. They build their own applications, they have their own user base, and then the community is a little bit like getting salty and getting a little bit like angry almost at each other. You see this between the Cosmos Hub and Osmosis. You see this now with JUNØ and Key. You see this between these chains. And I think there's no way to avoid this. In my opinion, it's just a simple human reaction of, oh, I hold more Key than JUNØ, so I have to protect my Key. And the other guys say, oh, I have more Osmo than Atom, so I got to protect my Osmo, right? And then they get very vocal about it. I saw one guy, he even tweeted like, there's a fight amongst the developers in Cosmos, and this is a giant red flag. I'm like, bro, there's no, people have different opinions. People build different things, and people are free to choose whatever they want to use. And I think there's definitely not a fight between kind of like, the core teams. I think, like you just described it, even the JUNØ people, I met Dimi and some other people at Cosmoverse, and you could say the same about Osmosis and Cosmos Hub. They all talk to each other. They're all nice to each other.
Absolutely. It's like, what's very funny is that, and that's beautiful, because it's like sovereign chains are like countries. Yeah. Each country has its government, has its own way of making decisions. And then there are the bridges, are like the connection between countries. So either you need a visa or you don't need a visa. So for example, to go to Terra, you need a visa. But if I want to send things on JUNØ, I don't need to do anything, like just opening a channel and running relayers, and then I can interact with JUNØ, and same thing with the Osmosis. So basically, and that brings us to the Prop 7 that actually it created such a mess. I think that the whole issue here, I think, is on our side, because we did not our job into evangelizing and making the community of JUNØ understand what we're doing and why we're doing it. The people in the JUNØ ecosystem, they felt and they lived it like an invasion from a country to another country, and this is, and I understand their position, and I think that the way governance is made makes people also speak and speak about their concerns, and that's actually very interesting. So I think that most of people thought in this prop that rewarding JUNØ XKI liquidity pools was a bad idea, because people would sell JUNØ to buy XKI. Actually, it does not make sense. If people on the JUNØ community sells JUNØs, I think that they're not in the JUNØ community. I think they're traders. So I think that would not be the case. So initially, the origin of the Prop 7 was after we decided to build on top of JUNØ, and some conversations that we had with the core team developers of JUNØ. We thought it would make sense to build a pool with JUNØ XKI, because the key community will then buy JUNØs and be involved in the JUNØ ecosystem to provide liquidity on this pool, obviously also to get rewards. And that's why we're also offering and matching the incentives of JUNØ in XKI. So we wanted also the people from JUNØ to get access to our assets, to benefit from the upside that will be generated by the value that we build on top of JUNØ. It's the same way as if you say, and this is exactly what happens, if Aave provides incentives for people that provide liquidity on ETH Aave pools, because that would mean that people that have ETH, on top of which Aave built its protocol, will then reward the people that provide the liquidity in Ether on that pool. And I think that, you know, as I told you, I deeply believe in collaboration between communities and ecosystems. The more the interests are aligned, the better it is for the future value of the ecosystem. And yet, as I told you, I think that we did a horrible job in evangelizing the JUNØ community about what we're doing. They don't know us. We've built for 2 years without communicating. We did not do any marketing. That's why you missed us, because we just did not communicate, because we wanted to be very focused on getting all the licenses that we needed to do our job, and you know, being stealth is an important thing in that universe. So we had to do the job correctly. So yeah, I think that this is the mistake that we made, and I do not blame the JUNØ community on their position. And I think that also the concerns are right. Some of the concerns are right. Also, a lot of people had concerns about maybe diluting the value of JUNØs by giving it to, also, you know, offering it as an incentive to XKI holders. And I think that this is why this proposal was so antagonizing and so like violently apprehended. I'm making the decision to ask all the people who voted yes to this proposal to either vote no or abstain, because I don't think it's a good thing for the JUNØ community to have this proposal pass. It's too antagonizing, and I think it's bad, and I don't want to create a schism in the JUNØ community. I think it's important that people get united. It's interesting because the governance in the JUNØ chain and the governance in the key chain are two very opposite philosophies. We are a dictatorship, and we announce it, we say it, because I think that being centralized governance in the beginning is very important to move fast. And the JUNØ community is very, very early in the governance thing of like decentralized decision and everything. And it's a very interesting profile of governance. And I think it needs to grow. And I think it's important that these kind of things that happen with Prop 7 happens. And I think the only way, if we get this kind of proposal to pass, is if someone else thinks is relevant, and to you know, post it. And right now, I think it's a bad thing for both JUNØ and Key, because we want to be able to build the future together. And it's not by antagonizing communities that we build the future together.
Wow, that's big. I think there were a lot of things that you said, and I really also appreciate that, you know, you're listening to the community. There's something very rare. You texted me a few days ago, like, hey, you know, let's make this. I really want to like address this. It's really on my heart that the community is, you know, being very vocal about it, and everything that you've built over the past 2 years. Obviously, when you're confronted with such a situation that you're in, so I really appreciate that you came on here and, you know, really shared your views, and also basically tell people, hey, let's not get this passed. We did a mistake, and yeah, you know, if somebody else wants to do it or whatever, then we can try it again. But I think that's a big step, and shows also a lot of character from your personal side, but also from the kind of like philosophy that you want to spread with Key, I guess.